Manchester City want to win the Premier League once again, and to do that, they've signed the new Neymar, the Brazilian prodigy Savio, or name more commonly known as Savinho, for £21 million. The young forward has just finished an incredible season with Girona in La Liga, helping them qualify for the Champions League. He had 19 goal contributions, which was crucial to Girona finishing third, above Atletico Madrid and just 4 points behind Barcelona. However, Savinho's journey wasn't always so direct. He suffered pain, heartbreaks, and almost didn't even make it as a player. So, how did he go from almost not playing football to becoming City's latest big money signing? This is the story of Savinho. Savinho almost didn't become a footballer. He was born as Savio Mahrez de Oliveira in São Mateus, Espírito Santo, on his grandparents' farm. From a young age, Savinho wanted to play football and began to play with the local club around São Mateus. No one noticed him, and then, when he was 11 years old, the young forward and his local club competed in a tournament. The more successful and bigger clubs in Brazil played in the competition, and it brought Savinho to their attention. One of those teams, Brazilian Serie A side Atlético Mineiro, decided to take a chance and signed him when his agent Julian Rodriguez recommended him to their academy director. The problem was, Savinho lived a 10-hour car journey away from where Atlético Mineiro were based. The player was excited but worried that he would miss his opportunity, but his family decided that he wouldn't. His mother dropped everything and moved to Minas Gerais with him. She was willing to bet everything on her child succeeding. Savinho knew there was no time to waste. He adapted to his new environment and began to play for the Mineiros under-13s. He was spectacular and graceful. He glided on the ball and dribbled past opponents. He stood out and earned a spot in the Brazilian under-15 side, who were going to the 2019 Copa America. Savinho was amazing in the competition and dazzled with his skills on the ball, and with 4 goals, he helped the side win the tournament. With these performances, Atlético Mineiro called him up to their first team in 2020 and offered him the maximum contract they were legally allowed to offer, which was 3 years. The club gave him his debut in September that year, but they didn't want to rush him. So they only used him for a few games until 2022, and in May that year, he scored his first goal in a 3-1 win for Mineiro against Ecuadorian side Independiente del Valle in the Copa Libertadores. What Savinho didn't know was that the City Football Group, who controlled Manchester City, Troyes and Girona amongst others, had been scouting him for a while. City rivals Arsenal were also monitoring him. They were looking for their next Gabriel Martinelli. Unfortunately for Arsenal, they missed out on Savinho to the City Football Group, who offered €6.5 million, an additional €6 million in bonuses, and a 12.5% sell-on clause, which would allow them to make money from any future Savinho sale. On June the 30th, Atlético Mineiro announced that Savinho had gone to the French club Troyes, one of the club's City Football Group control. Then the merry-go-round of transfers happened. Troyes immediately loaned Savinho to PSV for the 22-23 season, and then Girona, with the final destination intended to be Manchester City if the player should maintain his growth. It was controversial, but it still happened. At PSV, Savinho had his first taste of European football and showed potential to excel. He produced 2 assists in his first 3 appearances in the Dutch league, but after that brilliant start for PSV, he dimmed and he lost his place to the highly rated Johan Bakayoko. Savinho also had an injury that didn't let him truly develop at PSV. In the end, the PSV loan was a disaster, as Savinho ended up only making 9 appearances in the Dutch league. With that poor spell, what was next for the highly rated youngster? Savinho needed to show that he was better than the PSV loan, and he eventually got the opportunity to prove himself when he was called up to the Brazilian under-20 team for the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. He scored once before Brazil lost in the quarter-finals. Brazil lost, but Savinho had shown that he was a true talent and had impressed the execs at Girona. They believed he had the potential to not make them miss their top scorer, Tati Castellanos, who left them for another club. Girona got Savinho on loan and his journey with them was incredible. He had 19 goal contributions in 35 games for them. And now City are banking on him doing the same for them. But will he continue this form in arguably the world's best team? Savinho has the potential to be like Neymar at City. He will easily be the kind of footballer that has been missing in the City team, as Leroy Sané, Riyad Mahrez and Cole Palmer have all left the club. Savinho is also a great fan of Mahrez and has claimed that he watched a lot of the Algerian winger whilst he was growing up. The Brazilian winger is a left-footed quick player who is great at dribbling. He's played as an inside forward like Vinicius Jr. and Mo Salah and can operate as a traditional touchline-hugging winger like Arjen Robben and Gareth Bale. Before he went to Girona, Savinho mostly played on the right flank, which allowed him to cut inside to pass or strike with his left foot. At Girona, the coach, Michel Sanchez, believed that letting the talented Brazilian play the left wing will bring out the best of his footballing ability. And he was right. Savinho did improve and he's learned how to play with the striker and link up with the rest of the team. Savinho was red hot for Girona and was crucial in their wins, which drew admiration of fans. He helped Girona beat Barcelona 4-2 at the Camp Nou and was ruthless towards Barcelona players in that game with dribbles and crisp passes. He formed an epic partnership with Girona striker Artem Dovbyk. He provided Dovbyk with so many chances with his crossing ability during the season, and that was just part of how he supplied the Ukrainian striker. Now, remember when we said he was like Neymar? This is because of his excellent trickery and creativity. He can play as a number 10 and was one of the top percentile of players in La Liga for making passes that will most likely become assists. Apart from dribbling and passing, Savinho is great at running behind opposition players. He could do this to score, create or open space for teammates. With how he played alongside Dovbyk, Erling Haaland will be grinning at the thought of how many chances he'll create for him. This could be the beginning of a great partnership. Haaland won't be the only player that will benefit from Savinho's abilities. Kevin De Bruyne will too. Savinho will provide an attacking outlet for De Bruyne, who loves to make long passes forward. De Bruyne will use Savinho's ability to run in behind to cause some more serious damage to the opposition. The winger will become a tormentor of defences. Apart from his ability to run behind the defences, Savinho will win a lot of fouls, like Neymar, with his willingness to take on defenders. This will give De Bruyne the chance to get more free kicks and produce more attacking moments for City. As things look, City will be great for Savinho's development. He is a player that wants to play for them. He made the revelation that ever since the City group signed him, he had his eyes on Manchester City as his final destination. His ability to cross and set up goals will soon make him a fan favourite, just like it did at Girona. Before he signed for Girona, everyone knew him as Savio. But because of how silky he was for them, Girona fans gave him the nickname Savinho. They wanted their player to feel like the legendary Brazilians such as Ronaldinho. The nickname was so iconic that it caught on, and when he was called up to the Brazil squad for the first time in March 2024, the Brazilian FA registered him as Savinho in error. Rather than correct them, the winger adopted the nickname and wore the jersey with Savinho written on the back for his senior international debut, which was a 1-0 win against England in March. The winger is now on the bigger stage. He's let go of his PSV disappointment and has begun his career in Europe on a good note with that 23-24 loan spell at Girona. But can he do it on a cold, wet Tuesday night in the Premier League? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more football stories.